Welcome back to Kossi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kossi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to brand new video. These are my player ratings for Arsenal 3, Tottenham Hotspur 1. I think we played well. I think everyone actually played well. So we're going to have some very good ratings in this video. In the comment section, join me. Rate every player out of 10. Hit the like button. Let's get this video to 300 likes and also subscribe to the podcast as well. Number 1 is Aaron Ramsdale. I think he had a very good game, by the way, yesterday. Now, the penalty, I've never seen him save a penalty, by the way, and goalkeepers do concede penalties. I don't have a problem with my goalkeeper conceding a penalty, but let's talk about that Richarlison save before Spurs scored the penalty. That was $1 million save. That was a point saver. That was a 3-pointer. Because when you think about Spurs, when they get ahead, when they score a goal before you score, it is absolute problems. And for me, Aaron Ramsdale going down very well, just anticipating that Richarlison is going to go down that route, going down very well, a very strong hand. He's a good goalkeeper. We've always talked about he's a very good goalkeeper. And in the preview, I said this is going to be the game where Aaron Ramsdale shows us that I can step up on big games. I can step up on big stages. I will show up when Arsenal need me in the North London derby, in such big rivalries. I will be there. If you want to be a big goalkeeper, if you want to be an excellent goalkeeper, these are the games where your resolve is going to be tested. Hugo Lloris making the mistakes on the other side, Ramsdale being the hero on the other side. So for me, Ramsdale, 8 out of 10. Beautiful performance. Number 2 is Ben White, and I thought if there was a game where Ben White was strongly defensively, that was the North London derby. Heung-min Son was held hostage by Benjamin White. Now, look, Heung-min Son, I feel pity for Heung-min Son. He came into this game, his confidence was just coming back after scoring a hat-trick against Leicester City, and he thought he was going to have another easy go at Arsenal. He was absolutely wrong. Honestly, I didn't see any traces of Heung-min Son on that pitch. So we're going to give Ben White an 8 out of 10. Yes, again, offensively, we didn't get the best out of him, but he had an assist, by the way. He laid the ball for Thomas Partey to have a cracker. And when Thomas Partey had the cracker, Ben White had the assist. Of course, Arsenal took the lead. So 8 out of 10 for Ben White. Had a very good performance in my case. There are not so many right backs. There are not so many centre backs that are going to have Son put in their pocket. And that is the very good example is against Leicester City. Comes on, scores a hat-trick under 17 minutes. That guy is not to be underestimated. 22 goals last campaign without a penalty. So Heung-min Son was dealt very well with by Ben White. I'm going to give him 8 out of 10. Alexander Zinchenko as well, 8 out of 10. Again, another midfield overloader, another midfield performance, another inverted fullback masterclass. Now, I look at Alexander Zinchenko as playing as part of the midfield, and I'm like, what on earth is going on here? This guy should be a left back. This guy should be making overlapping runs to the likes of Martinelli. This guy should be crossing in balls from wide of the pitch and all that. He doesn't even do that. He's playing as a midfielder. He's comfortably playing as a central midfielder, and he has chased Granit Xhaka out of the position. Xhaka is playing so much high up the pitch, and we're just cruising. For me, Alexander Zinchenko, a couple of Arsenal fans will take some time to understand what he plays, what he provides to the team. But if you understand overloads, if you understand midfield superiority, then Alexander Zinchenko is the guy. Look, his leadership, his experience, the way he's so calm on the ball, I just love it. Whenever Spurs were looking to break, Alexander Zinchenko was there, on that left-hand side, just to make sure that Richarlison doesn't get on the ball, just to make sure that Harry Kane also doesn't get on the ball easily and without any kind of pressure. Number 4 is William Saliba, 9 out of 10. He's one of the 9s I've given in this video. Where is Harry Kane? Guys, has anyone seen Harry Kane? Because for me, of course, he came on. We gave him a standing ovation for scoring the penalty. The guy came to take the penalty, and after that, there was nothing from Harry Kane. Look, I have 6 points of Harry Kane in my FPL. Probably if I had more Arsenal players, I could have bigger points. I have Granit Xhaka as well in my FPL. I don't know how he got there, honestly, but I have Xhaka in my FPL. Trust me. So Saliba. I think the question is going to be, how good is this boy? And how good is he going to be? How good is he going to become in the years to come? He's so confident. There was a situation where Spurs were through on goal, and Saliba was the guy to deal with it. And I thought the easy decision for an ordinary centre back was pass the ball back to the goalkeeper, and your goalkeeper will sky the ball into the heavens. He doesn't do that. He's so confident. He gets the ball, turns around. Harry Kane and Richarlison are there pressing, and he turns around so confidently, passes the ball out of the penalty area to Thomas Partey, and Arsenal can't progress, and Arsenal do create the transition. Saliba, so confident, very strong, very fast. You will look for a deficiency in this guy's game, and you will not get one. I think the only deficiencies that we are saying come from the fact that he's young. It will take him some time to come around. It's gonna take him some time to become that Virgil van Dijk, that Ruben Diaz for you. But for me, in the next 2-3 years, he's going to be the biggest centre back in the world, unless he picks up a radical injury, unless he picks up a radical fall in form. But if he doesn't, one of the best now in European football. Number 5 is Gabriel Magalhães, 8 out of 10. Now, the penalty is no problem. And I'm going to tell you why that penalty is not a problem in my eyes. Is it a penalty? 100% it's a penalty. And I think Xhaka has done a problem there. Because Granit Xhaka, when that ball is cleared, Xhaka doesn't deal with it very well. In my opinion, what Xhaka should have done is sky that ball into the throw into outside into the stands for a throw in or a corner. But Xhaka doesn't deal with the ball very well, and you can see Xhaka doesn't want to commit into the foul. It doesn't want to commit into the challenge. It leaves Gabriel Magalhães as the guy that has to commit into the challenge. But why that problem is not that penalty is not a problem for me? I don't want my centre backs to be ball watching. I don't want my centre backs to be looking at strikers as they progress on goal. That is unacceptable. If you make a challenge in the penalty area and we consider penalty and you're trying to win the ball, that is acceptable, right? That is acceptable. Of course, it's acceptable on a 2-3-1, game win. But ball watching, looking at Richarlison, cut through our defense like a hot knife through butter, that is unacceptable. So for me, he tries to win the ball, but he's a little bit late, and that is why the penalty is given. And also Richarlison, huge credit to Richarlison, because he knows there's gonna be some contact from Gabriel Magalhães, and the contact is there. He uses his body very well. But the other aspects of the game, we almost played at the center line. And actually, yesterday, if you noticed, Gabriel Magalhães had more touches than William Saliba, one. And I think, with Thomas Partey going 30 yards, 25 yards in front, Gabriel Magalhães played more like the 6, getting the ball, distributing it, and making sure that whenever Arsenal had a plan fail, we always fell back to Gabriel Magalhães. For me, he had a good game. He really had a good game. Like I said, that penalty is not a problem. The problem would have been Richarlison scoring after our centre backs were ball watching. Ball watching is unacceptable, and we didn't do it yesterday. Now, number 6 is Thomas Partey, 8 out of 10. The best defensive midfielder by a mile. The best defensive midfielder on the pitch by a mile. Where was Pierre-Emile Højbjerg? I don't remember seeing Pierre-Emile Højbjerg and Rodrigo Bentancur. I don't remember seeing them anywhere on the pitch yesterday, because Thomas Partey was involved in each of the goals Arsenal scored yesterday. Scored the first one. I think he had he drove the ball for Saka's shot, and then Gabriel Jesus scoring, and then again he drove the ball to give it to Martinelli and then to Xhaka. Involved in every goal we scored. And remember when I told you last campaign that whenever Thomas Partey is on the pitch, Arsenal pick up 2.1 points on average per 90. Arsenal score around 2 goals on average per 90, and we concede 1.1 goals on average per 90. And those statistics really come down when Partey is not on the pitch. But yesterday, he showed why Arsenal fans trust him. He showed why Arsenal fans want him. And look, that is his best performance of the season. Many of you attacked me when I said Partey has been our worst player of the pitch so far. But honestly, I want to ask you guys, have you seen a Thomas Partey performance this season like that? That was the first one. That was definitely the first one. And for me, when a player doesn't play well, when a player doesn't give me what I expect out of him, I'll come out and call his name out. So yesterday, Thomas Partey, 8 out of 10, had a very, very special game. Number 7 is Granit Xhaka, 8 out of 10 as well. Best central midfielder on the pitch by a mile. Best central midfielder on the pitch by a mile. The goal he scored, spectacular. Beautiful. I mean, that goal was also scored by another central midfielder, Leandro Trossard, against Liverpool. I think Trossard scored 2 of those yesterday. It's about you utilizing this space, that little pocket of space that you're granted. Whenever you get that pocket of space and you run on the wrong side of the defensive line, make sure you take a shot. And make sure that that shot is strong. So what happened is Gabriel Martinelli is driving towards the right hand side of the goal. Then his run is stopped. When he stops, the ball lands on the feet of Granit Xhaka. Xhaka has 2 options. One, you hit the ball first time, or you drive and then again hit the ball on the second time. For me, he does very, very well to keep his cool and also to make sure that Arsenal get the 3 points. That game was won by Granit Xhaka, honestly. If it was 2-1, given the fact that they play on a break a lot, I think Spurs could have come back. But the fact that Xhaka takes it away from 2-1 to 3-1, it was inevitable. We had to win. Number 8 is Martin Ødegaard, 6 out of 10. Disagree. Agree to disagree. This one is an agree to disagree. And what I've written about Ødegaard is, where was my architect yesterday? That is what I've written about Martin Ødegaard. Where was my architect yesterday? That is another game where we have missed Martin Ødegaard's brightness, where we have missed Martin Ødegaard's brilliance. If he was on his level best yesterday, had he been on his level best yesterday, Tottenham were really going to suffer, because that is the kind of environment that he thrives in. That is the kind of service that Martin Ødegaard thrives on. Have the ball, don't let it get away from your grasp a lot of the time, and whenever you lose the ball, win it back and create those short kind of transitions. Ødegaard, if he was on his best yesterday, I'm going to give him a 6. I know he will come back. I know he'll bounce back. The last time he had a very good game was Fulham and Bournemouth. Brentford, he didn't play. Tottenham, I think he was not yet fit there. I feel like he was not yet fit because he moved the ball about very well. His game controlling was good. But that final pass, those key passes, I didn't see enough. I really didn't see enough. Number 9 is Bukayo Saka, 8 out of 10. He's all about making things happen. We already talked about that. Saka is all about making things happen. And yesterday was a clear definition of Bukayo Saka. I know a couple of Arsenal fans could have been angry with him being selfish, but that is the key part of his game. He always tries to get the ball and he wants to create situations and he wants to create occasions and he wants to create scenarios. My problem with Saka is his finishing. We've already talked about that. And also the other problem we're going to have with him is staying with the ball a lot of the time, right? He needs to stop that. But the shot to create the second goal, that was brilliant. And of course, he kept on trying to pin that ball into the penalty area, hang the ball for Gabriel Jesus to nod it into the back of the net. I think Saka should have had an assist because there was a ball he brought in, very good ball, and I don't know how Gabriel Jesus missed that because the ball just drops behind the Tottenham Hotspur defense. It was a free header, in my opinion. I think why Gabriel Jesus didn't score that chance is he made it difficult than it was. It was about nodding it into the back of the net, and I think he tried to, head it into the ground. He was trying to head it into the ground so that when Lloris makes the dive, the ball actually escapes him. But I thought Saka was magnificent. I thought it was good. That is the Saka and Jared Bowen are back. I think I've seen the Jared Bowen. I know, again, West Ham versus Wolves, but then I've seen Saka, the Saka I want to see. Against Brentford, brilliant. Against Tottenham Hotspur, brilliant as well. Number 10 is Gabriel Martinelli, and I think Gabriel Martinelli deserves a lot of credit in that game, especially for the third goal, and also for the overall performance. For me, Gabriel Martinelli should have a 9, but I'll give him an 8 out of 10. Martinelli is the true definition of a team working harder than the opponents. Martinelli is the true definition of a relentless forward. Martinelli is the true definition of a modern forward. The guy works so hard. The guy is running all the time. And where are the injuries? Where are the injuries that were disturbing this guy? We said it, and I personally said it, that if Martinelli can stop picking up these silly injuries, if he stops picking up these unnecessary injuries, he's a better player than Bukayo Saka. And the English English fans attacked me for that. But now you can easily see both of them are great players, but Martinelli has a lot in his arsenal. Martinelli has a lot, in his store. For me, better than the likes of, better than the likes of Phil Foden, better than the likes of these boys, Harvey Elliott, all those overhyped, English guys. Better than them. And again yesterday, Emerson Royal had a terrifying evening. It was not even evening; it was lunchtime. Had a very, very terrifying lunchtime, because you're against one of the best guys when it comes to tracking you as a wing back. Emerson Royal, did he cross the ball? Probably 1 or 2 times, and Martinelli is always there. And then after that, you're against one of the greatest guys when it comes to running with the ball and just creating situations, right? And for me, that red card was well deserved. He was not playing the ball. He was not trying to play the ball. He was not even trying to get near the ball. He was only trying to endanger the player. And I don't understand what Emerson Royal was doing. Spurs fans might be might feel a little bit undone by, and Conte said they were cheated. The red card changed the game. The red card didn't change the game. Spurs changed the game. For me, they did nothing in that second half. Number 11 is Gabriel Jesus, 9 out of 10. The goal was needed. We need to agree to this, guys. That goal was absolutely needed, because when it's 1-1 and you're in possession, the opponent still has a lifeline. But when you score a second, the opponent has now to come out of their defensive shape and look for an equalizer. And when they come out of their defensive shape, you get the advantage to score a third. And how good is Gabriel Jesus when it comes to pressing defenders? Christian Romero was under pressure. I mean, for me, I think Romero could have scored an own goal if Gabriel Jesus is not there to tap it home. Because the ball is hit by Saka. Hugo Lloris miscatches it, and then it falls onto Christian Romero. Romero can, if Romero is playing these shit strikers, he has all the time to whisker the ball away. But because Gabriel Jesus is there fighting for the ball, Romero doesn't have the time to make a decision, so he hits the ball beneath Hugo Lloris. And when he does that, guess who's there? Gabriel Jesus is there first, scores his first goal of the North London derby. Good goal. Very, very good goal, because it was needed. And it shows the relentlessness. It shows the work rate of this guy. I want to see Gabriel Jesus versus Virgil van Dijk. I want to see Gabriel Jesus against Joe Matip, because he's not this kind of strong striker that if you deny him service, you've killed him off. There was a chance where he created everything for himself from the edge of the penalty area. Dodging, I think he put off Emerson Royal, he put off Christian Romero, and then he hits the ball, but Lloris is there. So that is how good this boy is. Mikel Arteta, another 9 out of 10. So Gabi gets a 9 out of 10. Mikel Arteta, 9 out of 10. He beat them well. He really, really beat them well. I think the team talk at half time was the difference between the two teams, wasn't it, guys? Talk to me in the comment section. I think it was the difference between the two teams. Mikel telling the boys, be confident. This is why we lost against Manchester United. Come on, guys. Stop the naivety. Be strong. The game is there for the taking, and not for Tottenham to take, but for us to take. I think the problem with the Manchester United team talk was, he told them the game is there for the taking. The right team talk should have been, the game is ours to win. These guys have already been beaten, because even in the Manchester United game, we needed only 2 more goals to win that game. And the team talk was, for me, get the 3 points and we move on, right? Just imagine your manager telling you that. You're playing a big game, you're playing a derby, and then your manager says, get the 3 points and we move on. That was special. That was special. So for me, Mikel Arteta, 9 out of 10. The substitutions, Albert Samuel Lokonga, 7. Edin Ketia, 7. Fabio Vieira, 7. And Tomiyasu, 7 as well. Hit the like button. I'll see you very soon in the 6 things we learned and reaction to Mikel Arteta's press conference as we dive into closer to more games and, of course, more content on the channel.